Welcome to the deep dive. We've got a really interesting set of interview questions here for a food and beverage director role sent in from Interview Prep.
Yeah, looking through these, it's quite revealing.
Exactly. So today we thought we'd use these questions to sort of unpack what makes the engine room of your favorite restaurants and hotels tick.
hmm It's a good way to understand what the role actually entails.
Right. Think of it as your shortcut to understanding what it really takes to run a successful food and beverage operation.
Whether you're maybe thinking about a career or just curious.
Or just want to appreciate what goes on behind the scenes. So, our mission today, let's pull out the key skills, the big insights hidden in these questions.
Get those aha moments.
Yeah, without getting bogged down in, too much jargon. Okay, let's dig in. What do these questions tell us right away is like absolutely essential for an F&B director?
Well, what's striking is how they immediately hit the core responsibilities, the fundamental management side of things.
Right, managing the actual food and beverage operations.
Yeah, and it's so much more than just making sure the food tastes good, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's like conducting a complex orchestra almost. These questions really show the scope.
The planning, the organizing,
Scripting the team and then controlling all those moving parts. It's huge.
all aimed at maintaining quality standards and, crucially, hitting those revenue goals.
Yeah, the money side can't be ignored. The example they often use, overseeing multiple outlets in a big hotel, fine dining, casual spots, banquets.
That really paints a picture.
It does. You're looking at menu development, inventory, keeping costs down, staff training, health and safety. It sounds like a massive juggling act.
It really is a constant balancing act. And it sort of builds from there once you have that operational base.
Then what?
Well, the next logical step, and something these questions dive into, is menu development.
Ah, the creative part.
Yes, but it's creativity mixed with real strategic thinking. It's not just about dreaming up tasty dishes.
Right. What else goes into it?
Well, top directors, they're analyzing things like social media sentiment, spotting micro trends way before they hit the big reports.
Oh, interesting. So looking beyond the obvious trade mags.
Exactly. Gives them an edge. But the questions themselves point to that blend: creativity, leadership, and a sharp understanding of industry trends and, what customers actually want.
That customer focus seems key.
It is. A successful menu involves market research, thinking about different tastes, where ingredients come from.
Local sourcing, seasonal stuff, that's big now.
Very big.
Yep.
And collaborating with the culinary team, of course. Plus, always managing the budget.
Budgets again. The example of, say, revamping a hotel restaurant menu to attract locals using regional ingredients, that shows real strategy.
Totally. It boosts feedback, drives traffic, strengthens supplier ties. It's about being part of that local scene.
Makes sense. So you've got the operations running, you've got a great menu. What's next?
Ensuring quality and consistency every single time. These questions hammer that home.
Because one bad experience can really hurt.
Exactly. Reputation is everything. So maintaining that quality, that consistency, it's vital for attracting and keeping customers.
So how do they do that? What are the strategies these questions imply?
Well, it comes down to having really clear standards.
Yeah.
Guidelines, detailed recipes everyone uses.
Presentation standards too, I bet? How it looks on the plate?
Definitely. Regular staff training is crucial. Robust inventory management, making sure ingredients are fresh.
Right.
Frequent communication with suppliers, doing routine spot checks, tastings,
Always checking.
always checking. And having a system to fix problems quickly if they do pop up. It's systematic.
That detailed approach must feed right into inventory and cost control, which you mentioned earlier.
It does, directly. Another key area these interview questions really probe. It's all about profitability, the financial health of the place.
How deep does that go? Beyond just counting stock?
Oh, yeah. Sophisticated POS systems now can track ingredient usage down to the gram sometimes. That gives incredible data for optimizing costs.
Whoa, that granular.
Yeah, stuff that wasn't really possible a decade ago. But the basics highlighted in the questions are still essential. Regular inventory checks, physical counts, and using software.
Both.
Both. Tracking stock levels, monitoring trends, negotiating hard with suppliers, figuring out which menu items actually make money.
Menu engineering, right.
Exactly. And minimizing food waste. That's huge. Proper storage, using ingredients efficiently.
The example of using software but also working with the kitchen staff to cut waste, that sounds practical.
It is. It's that balance again, keeping customers happy while being financially smart.
Which brings us neatly to customer satisfaction itself. These questions seem to put a big spotlight on that too.
As they should. It's the cornerstone of, well, staying in business. Longevity.
So true. A happy customer comes back, tells their friends.
They're your best marketing, really. So the strategies these questions point to, it's about the whole experience.
Like what specifically?
Training staff, obviously. Not just the technical skills, but soft skills. Communication, problem
Real
solving.
skills?
Crucial. Actively asking for feedback comment cards, online reviews, just talking to guests.
And then actually doing something with that feedback.
That's the key part, acting on it. Plus, that personal touch, engaging with guests, making them feel valued.
Creating that welcoming vibe.
Exactly. And underpinning absolutely everything we've discussed. Food safety.
Non-negotiable.
Completely. The interview questions make that crystal clear. It's a fundamental responsibility. You mess this up, and well.
It's disastrous. So what are the essentials there, according to these questions?
Strict protocols. Comprehensive staff, training, handling, hygiene, sanitation. It needs to be constant.
Not just a one-off thing.
No way. Monitoring and documenting processes, routine inspections, making sure suppliers are up to scratch.
Checking the supply chain, too.
Yep. Staying updated on all the regulations, which can change, and adjusting policies quickly. The example of training staff on safety and constantly checking fridge temperatures, it's that daily diligence.
It's fascinating how much relies on systems and processes, and technology must play a big role now.
Oh, definitely. And the interview questions specifically ask about technology's role. It's clearly more than just a nice-to-have these days.
How so? What kind of tech?
Well, things that streamline everything, boost efficiency, even enhance the customer experience.
Like?
Inventory management software is a big one. Real-time tracking helps cut waste, optimizes ordering,
Saves money, time.
and POS systems point of sale. They do way more than just handle payments now.
Right, they collect data.
Loads of it. Sales trends, customer preferences, even tracking staff performance sometimes. It allows for much smarter, data-driven decisions.
So we've mentioned KPIs earlier. Key performance indicators. Just breaking that down, these are the crucial numbers they watch. Right?
Exactly. The metrics that tell you how efficiently and profitably you're running.
Like what kind of numbers?
Things like food cost percentage. How much of your revenue is spent on food? Labor cost percentage.
Your staff costs.
Right. Customer satisfaction scores from feedback, reviews, repeat business counts. Beverage cost percentage.
Yeah.
Average table turnover time.
How quickly you can seat the next guests.
Yeah. Tracking these helps you spot problems and make informed choices. You can't improve what you don't measure.
Makes sense. But even with all the tech and data, the people side is still huge. Staff training came up earlier.
And the questions focus on it again, looking at staff development. It's more than just teaching tasks.
What else does it involve?
Fostering a positive environment, teamwork, aiming for that high-quality service consistently.
So how do you build that?
Comprehensive training programs, tailored to different roles. Assessing skills when people start. Targeted sessions, safety, menu knowledge, upselling, customer service.
Practical stuff.
Very practical. Hands-on workshops, maybe role-playing scenarios, and crucially, open communication and regular feedback.
Investing in your team pays off.
Directly. Better service, happier staff, lower turnover. It's a win-win.
And it's not just internal relationships. What about suppliers? The questions touch on that too, right? Vendor relationships.
Absolutely. That's the backbone of your supply chain.
Yeah.
Getting quality products consistently.
So how do you build those strong relationships?
It starts with thorough research, finding reliable suppliers. Then clear communication is key. Setting expectations, delivery times, quantities, quality standards.
Being really clear from the start.
Yes. And maintaining regular contact, giving feedback, good and bad. Building trust over time. And staying informed about market trends helps you have better conversations with them.
It really is a partnership.
Needs to be. And speaking of relationships, inevitably, sometimes things go wrong internally. Handling difficult employee situations.
Ah, yes, conflict resolution. That must come up.
It does. The questions probe how the director handles that. It's a key leadership skill, especially in a high-pressure environment like F&B.
So it's a suggested approach.
Usually, talking to people individually first, understand their side. Then, maybe facilitating a discussion, keeping it professional.
Finding the root cause.
Miscommunication.
Often, yeah. Identifying those areas, setting clear expectations moving forward, maybe providing resources for better communication. Addressing it proactively is vital for team morale. Definitely. Okay, one last big area these questions seem to cover. Staying current. This industry changes so fast.
It really does. So staying on top of trends is essential for staying competitive. These questions ask how directors do that.
And what are the ways?
Reading trade publications, following key blogs or influencers online, attending industry conferences and expos.
Networking?
Networking is huge. Workshops, seminars. And collaborating internally, especially with the culinary team, to brainstorm and test new ideas based on those trends.
Continuous learning, basically.
You have to be adaptable, always learning, always looking for ways to innovate.
Wow. Okay, so pulling it all together, looking across all these areas the interview questions cover, what are the main takeaways about this role?
Well, it's incredibly diverse, isn't it?
Hmm.
You need that strong operational foundation, managing complex systems, large teams.
The nuts and bolts.
Then there's a real need for culinary understanding, even if you're not the chef. You need that feel for food, trends, quality.
Financial smarts are crucial too. Budgets, costs, profitability.
Absolutely. Solid financial acumen. And underpinning it all, leadership. Motivating people, developing them, creating that positive environment.
And it all circles back to the customer.
Ultimately, yes, a deep commitment to customer satisfaction and just
Yeah.
always trying to improve, continuous improvement.
It's a massive role. So here's something for you, the listener, to think about next time you're out dining.
Yeah, consider the experience. What parts of it, the menu, the service, the atmosphere, might reflect the work of the food and beverage director.
What are those unseen systems, those processes humming along behind the scenes to make sure everything is quality, consistent, enjoyable?
And maybe think about the challenges they face today. It's such a dynamic environment. What are the big pressures right now? It definitely gives you a new perspective on your meal.